So, welcome. I'm Joanna, and I'm content creator, adult sex worker, and commonly I can say I'm a prostitute as well. So basically, I work in a sex industry since 2020.
Perfect. We are going to start with the first question. Welcome. Thank you very much, first of all, to be able to come here and to share your knowledge and everything that we are going to talk about today, because I think it's a very interesting topic. And I guess a lot of people are really curious about how it works. And so we're going to start with the first question. Is about business, about how you manage yourself, about everything, how you run your own business. First, I would like to ask you about how everything started. How one day you say, I'm gonna work in sex work, or I'm gonna do a different kind of job. What did you cross your mind? What was the situation in your life to make this decision?
So I have a very specific experience because it was my, let's say, inner call. I am people pleaser by nature, and this is my feature. It's very hard to deal with it because you are like a yes person. You say yes to everything, to all your in your work engagement, in your social life, in your private life. I was always agreeing on everything because I wanted to make other people happy. And this is a very nice feature for some, for those who are using it or abusing. But it's pretty destructive when you're a young woman who actually agrees on everything. And for example, from a work environment, you are agreeing on everything, and later on you are just landing with a huge pile of work that is not finished, and then you ask questions, but why you agreed on all that? And what I could say, I just say, yeah, I wanted to please you, I wanted to make you happy, I didn't know how to say no, to this. So it was my schema through since my early childhood, and I couldn't deal with that. I didn't know how to manage it. So with time, I decided just to work on that because it was very destructive for myself. And this is how, as I was always like a very sexual person as well, I thought that, when COVID started, I thought, so this is the time that I have more time in my life to just start to work on my mindset and understand myself. So basically, I decided to understand this feature of mine and make it work for me. And I was very determined and created something like mind map for myself, how to make my living and make my entire life that it will be sustainable. So basically, I started doing first some online things like coming or working in a sex industry that it was purely online because everything was closed. And I started to understand, so if it's like something for me, or if I'm comfortable with that, where are my boundaries? I was also talking with people who are my, let's say, online users. I mostly people who are sitting in front of another computer, watching me doing stuff or requesting things for me to do. And I was just learning what was okay for me, what I'm comfortable with. And based on that, I also developed some kind of framework for myself, how to deal with this people-pleasing thing, because I was always curious. So where is the border where I'm very happy to say, okay, Joanna, this is enough. It's that you're like satisfied, and this is your border that you don't want to cross further. But I was more and more curious with all the restrictions that were like decreasing, how to make it in a real life, and if I would be like comfortable with like having this sex work also outside my own bedroom, yeah. And I basically wanted to become a prostitute and see if it's something suitable for myself. And basically it happened to be because I learned that that when I create my own rules, and I know how to please men mostly, because men are mostly my clients, and I know that they are I can make them happy on a very specific terms, mostly by some intercourse or just like fulfilling their own desires, and that will make me happy as well, because I know I'm useful. I know I can just say yes, but I know my borders as well. And it's just like I'm creating my own playground that I can be a people pleaser, but at the same time I know when I'm just saying no, and there is like a clear border that is not safe anymore for me. It's not destructive anymore. And also, when people are coming to me, they are very they have to do their own homework. So basically they have to know what are their desires, what are wishes, because my time they have to pay. So basically when they are coming to me, they have to be like having the clear vision, at least try to, what they want to do, if they are okay with it or not, because there will be no time, or rather it will be very, let's say, not sustainable for them if they are not having this clarified before. And they have to be very honest with themselves. And this is the work that I don't have to do on people anymore, yeah. Because basically when you have like a, let's say, corporate environment, or you're like working in a any kind of, let's say, other setup in life, usually people play roles, and they are like not honest with themselves. They are just very placed into the society roles that they have to work on, and they cannot be like clear about what they want to have, what are the actually needs that they want to fulfill, because they will be playing according to some society standards. And when you're like in the bedroom, you have to be honest, because if you are not, you're just you don't get the fulfillment that you're seeking for. So I know it's a very elaborate answer for your first question, but anyway, it's about my own personal feature that it was very destructive, and basically I found a way of making it work for me instead of making my life harder.
And I think it's very interesting what you said about all the progress that you made from for one event. Yeah, it was like, I'm not happy with the things I have in my life. I got a period of 2020 where it was like, basically you have to stay at home, you need to pay bills, you need to, like, it was a really time for reflection, yeah, for like thinking about what you're doing. Do you think that these, because you mentioned a lot of things that I want to talk about, very interesting, especially about what it is to be the pleasure or the happiness that you got into other people, what other people mind about you, about their own lives, about different the kind of clients that you have and everything. But what is really interesting for me is to understand the process that you made to make yourself right now, I will say a professional, yeah, it was made because you think you got to a moment that you couldn't stand anymore what you were saying or what you were living, or it was more about is your natural state and your natural mindset to be like this?
So basically, I was seeking myself. It was even before COVID started. I was pretty unhappy, and I was missing something, and mostly it was self-acceptance that I was seeking, and I couldn't know what was wrong with me because my sexuality was very, let's say, promiscuous, and I couldn't imagine myself with one partner for my whole entire life, and it was something that that when I was raised in like a very, let's say, I wouldn't strict but a traditional household, it just disagree with what I've been taught, and then what was happening with me, what my mind was telling me that is right for me. So basically, it was the way of just self-acceptance as I was from the beginning. And it's my particular case because I was never pushed to sex work or prostitution or whatever we call it. I'm happy with all the names. I have no putting any for me, it's not a problem just to call myself any names because I know this in industry is usually sometimes we are like a sex workers are tend to not call themselves prostitutes. Yeah. So, but it's my personal case. I'm happy with it. So going back to the topic, I was never pushed financially to start it. It was mostly my lack of happiness in life, just and seeking the fulfillment.
Okay. I would like to ask you about how the business works. Mm-hmm. You've been in the industry for 4 years, 5 years already, yeah?
Yeah. I started 2021.
2021, 4 years more,
yeah.
Yeah, almost 5. I would like to focus on prostitution. Mm-hmm. I know there is kind of like two kind of businesses, right? Models of business, yeah. Mm-hmm. If you go as independent or if you go on agencies, mm-hmm. yeah. Explain more, please. Tell us more how it works and why you decided to become an independent instead of going an agency or something like that.
So first of all, I don't have any experience with agencies because I started as let's say independent escort from the beginning. Basically, it happened like that when I was coming, I was thinking about just doing something more, and I had a lot of international people, like international, let's say, online clients that I had some kind of bound together, and I was sharing that I'm thinking about this, and maybe, but it's completely dangerous idea from my point of view that time. And they point me out, they direct me in some examples outside of Poland to some other escorts, how they are proceeding with keeping themselves safe, because it was my number one concern, how they are just modeling it, that it's sustainable, it's clear and defined, and it's like not standing on the street and looking for clients, as it was in my mind that time. And basically they helped me just to develop some kind of process, and I emerged as an escort and just learned through my experiences how the process should look like. Yeah, and the number one important thing is just like to keep the boundaries. Yeah, so just like know what is your hard stop, what is no go, no matter what kind of money is involved. So So basically, this is the beauty of the thing, because you're like independent, you create your own rules, and you're just focused on mostly this part, this side of the business that is solely yours, and you're like not having any, let's say, boss or any pimp, whatever how it's called, over you.
It's interesting because also you said that the beauty is on that, but also is the most dangerous part, yeah? Because I guess not all professionals are following the same point of view that you're sharing. Yeah, they are like maybe the lack of knowledge, the lack of experience, or something like that. So it's difficult at the same time, and it's dangerous because you can go into very dark places, right?
Exactly. So you have to know your why with everything. With any business, with anything in your life, you have to know your why. If your why is money, I would strongly suggest not to start this, because you may cross the border that you don't want to cross, and there will be no way back, because you are basically selling your body, you're selling your intimacy that is very precious. And I usually, when people, I had some people who asked me before if they should start the work in the industry because the money, maybe this is a good way just to earn a lot of money in a short term. I would say no go. It can be very destructive if you cannot be very strong in just keeping it, like keeping the borders. My why was because I wanted to discover myself. I wanted just to fulfill this need to serve others, to make them happy, but at the same time that it wouldn't be destructive for my own self. So the normal work, let's say corporate work, were more destructive, like than this one. But it's my particular case. So if your motivation is money, that is not the place that you should go. Yeah.
Yeah, because one thing is everyone can perform sex, but make a profession from it. Not everyone is capable to do that. Yeah.
Basically, you have to be people pleaser to do that. If you are just if you want to be genuine in that, of course you can do it for money for sometimes stretch yourself and make some sacrifices because you are just doing things to please others, just to make others happy because they pay you a lot of money. But this is I would say it's short term, yeah, because later on you're like burnt out completely. This is what I heard from other examples. So basically you have to know when to say no.
Do you think going into agencies will be like, because I don't know if you know, but agencies are legal?
As far as I know, it's not legal in Poland.
It's not legal, yeah? But in other countries, yes, yeah?
Most likely, yeah.
Probably, yeah, okay. But they exist here in Poland.
I have no knowledge, my first-hand knowledge. I never encounter any agency. I believe law in Poland is pretty restrictive in case of anyone who can help you in prostitution or any kind of sex work, because everyone who I know, for example, regarding the advertisements, when all the advertisements places that you can put your ad on, it's usually not owned by Polish people anymore. Even this is what I heard, but it's not the information that is like a fully confirmed.
I'm curious about if you got the time and the knowledge to understand and identify what is the client profile that you have.
Everyone can be my client. It doesn't depend on the sex, on the gender, on age, on the nationality. Everyone. Everyone. Basically, there's no one profile that I can just say that, okay, this particular gentleman or this couple can be my clients. Yeah?
But we can say for sure that it's the big majority are men.
Yeah, majority are men.
Why do you think is that?
I think it's because they are attracted to women and they want to have sex. This is a very simplistic answer, but
women also they want to have sex with men, no?
Yeah, I believe so. But I'm not a male escort, so I cannot just say anything about women. I believe like majority of the society is straight. They are heterosexual, so they are just going for the genders that they are attracted to. So in my case, as a female, attracted to me. Yeah? So men are my most profound clients. They are women, but it's like a very rare cases. Yeah.
So sorry to coming back to the same topic. Do you think there is a specific reason why men took they're used to, let's say, socially and culturally to pay for sex?
I believe because prostitution or sex work was from the beginning when the society started. And basically it's so combined together with how our community work. You can pay for sex in many ways. It's not only about money. You can pay for in favors that it was in the history before, or you can have the political influence that many famous courtesans were performing or just influencing powerful men. Basically, the seduction that was always the first weapon that women make for money, for men, just to influence them. And this is the very normal thing. So you either having sex for the protection. Yeah, sometimes during the wartime, people were protected because they could give something out from themselves. So it's not only about money itself, but it's kind of exchange. So I would say it's from the beginning when society started.
Because I remember talking with some people, some men, I was having conversations about prostitution, about their idea, if they had experience or not, because I was always trying to be very open with everyone about different topics. I'm not afraid of talking different topics. That's basically why I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah.
And it is true that at least between men, when there is a room only full of men, they're going to deny that they are attracted, or if they hire a prostitute before. Is a taboo. But what is really interesting is if you talk about sex, they're very open to talk about that, about their not very specific things, but about how big the tits of about this woman are, how beautiful is the other one, or I did this and I did the other thing. And it reminded me of a conversation I heard some time ago, some weeks ago, about it was an expert in communication, and he was saying, and it's kind of true, I think, our brain didn't develop for 100,000 years, especially the language and the communication, and I think it's true, and I think this desire or this exchange, the sex or the care for men, for power, for money, for even having a family, even is still present today, right? Do you agree?
Yeah, fully. I believe that we are very community-related creatures. like animals. And we sometimes have this tendency to forget that we are part of the animal kingdom and we have the same needs as animals. And the basic desire is just to have the intercourse and just like have some protection, have some safety, have something to eat, and this kind of stuff. So very basic. Sometimes we overcomplicate things with some additional, needs that society created through the years on us, that you need to have like a different fulfillment, and we sometimes have this tendency to be distracted from the basic mammal needs. So I believe people are mostly lying to themselves because they are either distracted or they don't want to be so basic or so primitive, that they need this fulfillment in bedroom, or they have this kind of very basic needs that they are driver for them.
And it's also you mentioned it before at the first question about people need to be honest with themselves to go to bed, and I think it's very, very true, because I think sex fantasies sex driven that everyone has is very powerful.
It is.
It's very powerful. It's very intimate. It's very connected to your roots, to your experiences, to your own traumas, your own fantasies, and your own mind. And if you don't develop this, if you're not honest with yourself, it always come back at some point in your life. And I think it's very difficult to be honest for a lot of people in bed. Don't you think?
Yeah, I believe so. That's why they are coming to me. Because it's sometimes it's very hard to be honest with someone who you have partnership with, or you're like a family, or you're like having some outside of bedroom experiences. Let's say it's if you are open up and you're ashamed of your fetishes or fantasies or whatever we call it, you later on may have some backlash from your loved ones. Maybe you won't be accepted. Maybe you will be you will get some punishment in any way because of that. So that's one of the reasons why people are coming to me, because it's a very safe playground. You can do what you want. It's like a mutual consent, of course, but you're not risking just to be judged, or you'll be just blamed because you're like, you have some weird things in you, or you're having fetishes. And actually it's happening to me many times, that people are in the first conversations, they're pretty ashamed of or scared just to share what they want. It's a very sensitive topic for them, and later on they are slowly opening up, and because they want to just get it to the root cause.
And do you think is men's problem communication, or is more because women should be more open to listen, or more understand that their partners, they have some kind of different, I wouldn't say secrets, but more deep thoughts that they don't share, or it's a mix of things?
I believe sometimes because the fantasies are not very related to the roles that they are currently holding in the society. So let's say you have very powerful man in like a normal sense, who runs a company, who is provider for the family, who has like growing up children, who has like having a wife who depends on him, but his needs are completely different. Yeah, he needs to go into the balance in his life, and he needs to be, let's say, punished, call names, sometimes piss on, a very deep, let's say, going into the very deep punishment for himself, yeah, somehow. And it's like for the spouse or loved ones who know him in that like a powerful side. It's very hard to understand, to just understand and grasp that he has like a different side. And it's easier for them just to avoid this topic.
Yeah. I would like to ask you about one specific thing that I don't really understand, and is related with the some terms that also are connected with the demanding, the demand that you have. What the difference between porn star experience and girlfriend experience? I don't have a clue about that.
Yeah. So basically, there is no nomenclature related to the industry. Girlfriend experience is the experience when like spending the time in a nice way, as you would just do with your girlfriend. So you're just like spend some time together, have some social time, maybe a dinner together, maybe you just talk about how was your day, what you want to do, a little bit dirty at that, maybe you like this, maybe you want to do that. You will have some hugging, some kissing, and not very hard, let's say, fetishes involved. So basically, maybe you will try something that is outside of your comfort zone, but you won't go into anything like porn star experience. So basically, something that you watched on any porn movie. Yeah. So on the other hand, porn star experience will be more advanced. So in advance, in the sense that you already know that you're okay with the normal sex and you're happy with it. So maybe basically you want to try something else, yeah, and maybe some anal. Maybe you want to use some toys. Maybe you want anal on yourself. Maybe you want to feel another desire or some kind of play, and that it will be roles involved. Some scenes, maybe you want to do something that is commonly understood as more dirty, yeah? And if it's then you're like going like realizing some kind of desires that sometimes people dream of, yeah.
Okay, I understand. Thank you for the explanation. Now I get it more clear. One is more for, let's say, going mentally involved with this person, right? And the other one is more like, I want to explore my deep fantasies.
Yeah, basically,
yeah? More
or less it's like that. Of course, it's it's not one or two definitions in the industry. Yeah. We are talking about sex work that is not regulated from the I'd say there is no one judgment or one place that you can just find all the terms explained, and that it will be always real for each escort / prostitute, because every girl is different, and this is the beauty of it, that we are creating our own rules. But I was just sharing the general concept. Yeah.
Talking about rules and concepts and stuff, is a question about the finances that we were talking before, yeah? I will ask you the question anyways, because I think it's important to do that. How financially sustainable is your work?
Like as independent escort, I create my own prices and my price list that is available and like open, so everyone can check it. So for me, I'm satisfied with them. As always, the rate that it makes me happy and just helps me to do what I do, and basically that's it. Yeah.
And talking still about rules and stuff, tell me more, because I was checking your website, and one thing that caught my eye was you have very strict security and rules that your clients need to follow. Is based on bad experiences before, or is based on your own rules that you mentioned before?
It's quite opposite. It's basically based on the fact that I checked first the examples around, good examples that girls who did the thing what I do in a sustainable way, and basically I created the process from the beginning, always the same. And because my number one concern when I was entering prostitution was the safety. So I knew that I had to do it as strict as possible, just to make sure that I will be comfortable with it and nothing bad will happen to me. And very happily, nothing ever bad happened to me because I'm very strict.
But you know for a fact that some people had bad experiences, yeah?
I heard, I know this from my, let's say, first-hand experience. So this is not the industry that is regulated. There is no clear law applied. Yeah, you don't have any agreement written, whatever. So also people have this tendency just to think that sex work is something that is dangerous, and you can not keep the common sense in that. So I believe some bad things can happen to girls. Yeah.
And talking about what you said about regulation, I mean, it's not a regulated business. Yeah, you don't have a contract, you don't have a warranty, you don't have any kind of even insurance. Yeah, health insurance and everything. You don't have my benefit points from corporations and stuff. How is working not porn, more like prostitution in Poland? Is it illegal? Is it not criminalized? Is it in a gray area? How it is nowadays in Poland?
So it's not criminalized. So basically you can be a prostitute. You are not prosecuted by law because of that. You are not allowed just to get any, let's say, help or pimp or whatever we will call it. You're not paying taxes because it's not regulated. If you will be paying taxes, the country will be your pimp. So it's not what the government wants to do, of course. That was more a joke. But basically, you're just on your own. Yeah, you're just creating your own rules, and you're caring about your own safety. So that's why my safety rules are very advanced, just to make sure. And mostly that's it. Yeah, it's you won't have a social benefits. But of course, if you have money, you can always go and buy it from the state. So basically, get the insurance and buy your own, paying your own fee for that, yeah, or go private. It's not a problem.
Yeah. Okay. You're by your own. Government is not going to be there for you, but also they're not going to prosecute you for anything.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, it's a very peculiar way, yeah, and it's a very, I'd say, difficult way to go.
Yeah, I mean, you have to know your why, and you have to know why you're doing it, and you have to be very, have the boundaries, as I said. I know, I'm stressing it very clearly once more, but if you don't know yourself, you're not responsible for yourself, you may be hurt. And here in this industry, it's very easy to be hurt. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I would like to talk about the second block that we mentioned before: social stigma, cultural attitudes, and what it is to be in Poland. Yeah, I mean, because one of my main goals is to understand what is happening here in Poland, And so I would like to start with one thing that you said on I don't know if it was your website or an interview or something like that. When I was doing research, it's something that it really I wanted to ask you about, because you have kind of like in a crusade of trying to demonize sex and sex work in Poland. I would like to ask you about how Polish society perceives sex work.
Polish society is very traditional and also Catholic. So this is something that is usually no-go, for them. Any kind of outside of matrimony sex, is usually no-go. But generally, from my perspective, it's not something. I'm at this point that I don't think that it's possible to change, because it takes generations to change that perspective and just the view on that. Basically, also my own experience is different than experience of others, and this is not something that I can just very directly say, okay, so no one should judge sex workers that they are not doing something wrong. It's from my perspective, it's help sex work and doing this what I do is helping others, because they are finding the way of fulfilling their needs. To be honest and just to be clear with themselves and make what they want in a safe space and not judgmental. But generally, I believe that the common understanding is not the positive one.
Yeah, because we are talking, I mean, also I wanted to ask you about because it came to my mind while you were talking about sex work and also the content creator and everything. It came to my mind. Yeah, it's very conservative in some, as you said, as you mentioned before, in sex work, but very open to porn, for example. Yeah, porn is very kind of accepted socially, more accepted than prostitution.
I wouldn't say it's very accepted. It's I'm not. As far as I know, there are not many people who are doing porn in Poland. Generally, the industry is more it's larger in different countries than in Poland. I don't know why, but maybe because of the how it's the whole sex work is perceived.
Yeah. Are you working in porn also?
I do my own porn, so I create my own content, and I was never interested in going porn into a porn industry and go to someone else to film me and do that, because I wouldn't feel comfortable. Mostly I was recording on the request of my clients when I was doing online things. So when I was coming, saying on the camera and just sharing the live view what I was performing, sometimes people were asking me to record some custom pieces for them, according to their scenarios. And basically that's how it started, and I was doing some recordings. And nowadays I'm keeping it up because sometimes it's a nice addition to the meeting, or sometimes a nice thing just to do as a role play in the bedroom, or it's and at the same time when I'm publishing it and people just know how I look, they know what they expect, what they can expect when they see me.
And what kind of content are you creating? Is only for these clients? So because I know customs can be very wild and very different, and it's a full of range of kind of custom content that you can create. What kind of content are you creating for them?
It's very different, depends on the scenario. I have some borders that I don't cross, so for example, I don't do recording with others for the custom requests. So let's say, you can rent me to record with you, but you cannot buy the video when you request me to just to, I don't know, hire an actor and just to have sex with him. So this is not no-go for me. Sometimes I'm just like doing some costumes that are like involved in my own work on myself. So I do with other toys, or like performing some role play, in front of the camera, this kind of things.
Okay, that's very interesting. I want to talk about the public judgment and secrecy, because you mentioned before that you got some periods in your career that you got a really huge backlash from other people. Yeah.
Yes.
How do you want to talk about this?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I can.
Yeah, tell me more about this, because I is connected with the judgment. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, it's not my first time when I have the interview or any kind of contact with press. Yeah, and people who approached me before, they were very genuine and wanted just to share their experience. But for example, when I was talking about my positive experience with sex work, that I'm happy with it, that is like it's given me some kind of fulfillment, and it's my way of life, and this is basically something that saved me in some ways. I received some backlash that I am indoctrinating young girls to enter this industry, that I'm just polishing it and that it's looking so nice and bright, and it's not true. Yeah, although I was only talking about my own experience. So basically, people are not happy when you're like sharing from your own perspective, because sometimes it may be taken as something that it's not according to the things that the people want to hear. Yeah. So I believe that many, let's say, journalists or public opinion wants to hear that sex work is only damaging, it's always making people suffer, and you should not just like avoid it, and your life will be destroyed after you started, and you're like end on the street dying, and those kind of things. But it can be different. Yeah, this is my own example. That can be different, and you can be very happy with it. But it's person to person. Yeah, it's never one thing that you can just like copy paste.
Yeah, it's like if you have a business about selling, I don't know, popcorn, and then if you fail and you had bankrupt, that doesn't mean that the other one is going to be okay. Yeah,
exactly. So it's but when you're like having any let's say public things published, any articles, people just have this tendency just to read several lines, and they think that they know everything, and they are not going deeper. So no matter how much you will be explaining, they will just hear what they want to hear. That's normal.
It's a normal thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also what is really like is a little bit how to say that is privacy and judgment. Yeah, is nowadays is the current situation with Twitter, with social media, with all the stuff. One thing, once you put something online, you are kind of potential victim of really a huge backlash. And just, do you think nowadays, because with all these trends, OnlyFans or Pornhub, on all these sex everywhere, yeah, on the internet, because it's still selling, yeah. Do you think young women are, not only young but also other women in general, are less afraid of the consequences?
I don't know. It's very hard to judge if they're less afraid of the consequences. I don't know if we are like more open, maybe with some kind of sexual things than before. we went through some sexual revolutions over the years, and this is maybe one of the implications for that. Generally, with the privacy thing, I work with my face, and I was always working like that, either with camming or with prostitution. In my ads, my face is visible because I was very sure and that I want to go into that direction, and I was full aware of the consequences. But if you just go to the website with advertisements, you will see that majority of the ads are with face hidden. So people, I believe girls mostly, are afraid, or they don't want to share it, who they are. Yeah?
I was talking some many years ago with a man who had an agency, yeah, and he was telling me about different kind of girls that were going to do prostitution, and a very small percentage of these girls, they took it as a job, as something that professionally and own rules and everything. And I think he was right. He was like, he was understanding what it is to be exposed on your face and your body. You're working with your body and everything. And for some girls, they're only temporary, to have some money 1 month or 2 months, and then just they quit and then just go through their life. So exposing yourself, your face on the internet is forever, yeah, or at least.
Yes, you have to be aware of that. And like I believe many young girls are entering this because they want to have quick money. And as you're young, your brain is not fully developed. Maybe you're not aware of many consequences of your actions. And of course, the young girls are more open for some sexual checks or how or experiences, because they are curious and sometimes reckless. And this is the thing when people should just like ask themselves first why they are doing it, what is the reason. Because if there is like a no very clear and deep understanding that they are like that they are in full acceptance of that, even through the years, that in the future, I think that they shouldn't go into that.
Yeah, because when I was doing my research about who to contact with, and there was only a few girls that were like, I didn't find any men. I couldn't find any men.
I haven't met any men in this industry.
But only a few. They were like, they were really, but they were more connected with content creation. Yes. Because they were like more into showing their face. But what really like interested me, it was, you are showing your face. I'm not telling you only, but for example, porn actress or another escort, but you don't share your name, your real name.
Yes.
Why do you think is that?
Because this is like a two sides, yeah. You are like not working with your real name, because it's kind of industry normality that you are just not sharing it. You always have like a nickname, or you are always having some developed personality for that, just for the protection as well, because it's very easy to be abused. Yeah, there's just like the number of people who contact me every day and they're asking me about many different things, many fetishes and whatever. It's really safer just to have. And
it's overwhelming, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a normal thing that you're not sharing it. Any porn star that you will have on that shares the videos, whatever, it like all the girls or males males, they are having nicknames.
Yeah, I was thinking about the correlation with this. It's kind of like, thank you. I want to talk about the current situation right now in Poland about politics, because recently we had a change of government. Yeah, still under, some things are going on about the elections and everything. But if nothing happens, we will have this new government. Do you think government, they have the power to block your job?
I believe they do, but basically I'm not following politics at all. Generally, it's not my field of interest at all. I do my own things. Of course, I take care to read what the law said, and that I'm safe. Yeah, what are my rights? What are my obligations? But I don't follow politics at all. I mean, it's from my perspective, it's a waste of my time.
Yeah, good for you. I think it's a wise decision. Yeah. I want to talk about the future of the sex work.
Mm-hmm.
About internet. I mean, internet has been for a long time. Yeah, here, but also I think the last revolution was OnlyFans. I want to talk about what do you think is going to be the future for sex work, because OnlyFans is also an agency. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy. I do it from the beginning when I started, so 5 years already. Basically, I don't believe that there will be many differences than we have right now, because we are creatures from flesh and bones. We need a physical touch. We need just being with another person. And we have some kind of very specific atavic needs. Yeah, so the prostitution itself, like a face-to-face in real time, it won't disappear, because from the beginning it's just a very rooted in the humanity, in my opinion, because it's a sex thing. Yeah? Regarding the online things, I believe it will develop further. And because it's expressing people's needs, but there will be always the part that it's not only related on the online things, because mostly people like to be in balance in life, yeah, and they cannot transfer their brain completely into the machines, or maybe Black Mirror will make another plot about this, but
for now
we are not in the state, so we have the physical needs as well.
Because I was thinking about OnlyFans, and I heard also, I was investigating about the number of people or girls. Sadly, we have more studies on United States, not on the whole world, on specific countries. But yeah, there was a huge increase on girls who were opening a new OnlyFans account, and they were trying to make some money. And a lot of studies, they were saying it's overpopulated, it's saturated, this market, yeah. And there were also different Fansly or different websites, they were opening different stuff.
True.
To trying to attract this market, yeah. Do you think this model is sustainable?
It's hard to say, really, because from my own perspective, I do online things nowadays because it's a way of marketing, and just it's not real money in that, I believe, and I do it for my clients just to see how I look, what I can do, and so because this is the way, yeah, you're just selling your body, selling how you're looking, what you can do. So basically, they have to be a way just to, let's say, advertise. And so I don't think that that is something that you can only do for the whole life, yeah, because also you are changing, and and sometimes people are also getting bored. The trends are changing, so it's like with any business. You have to know what how to read it, how to read trends, and know what is going on. But it's not my sole thing right now. So
yeah, I want to change drastically the topic. It's something I want to investigate more with other people, but I want to ask you about what do you think about how is sexual education and sexual health in Poland?
Yeah, so this is one of the biggest concerns of mine because as I said, safety for me is very important, but it's not only safety from the let's say not being stabbed or whatever, but it's also about sexually transmitted diseases and understanding how important protection is. Yeah? I would wish that no one ever asked me about having unprotected sex, but it happens very frequently. And I always say no, because from my perspective, it's just like a completely stupid just to have unprotected sex. But people ask about this and they endanger others, not only themselves. Yeah, and it's not that you may catch something because you have one night stand, but if you have such mindset that you are not aware of the danger, it's very concerning. So I would wish that people have this more understanding about this. So maybe sexual education, maybe more awareness.
And do you think, because I mean the risks are there, I mean it's not really unknown, yeah, and yeah, sex education maybe is not the best, but I mean we have internet, we are in this world, yeah,
we should we should read.
But people still are not aware of these things.
I believe they are neglected.
Okay.
Yeah, just they dismiss it. They sometimes don't care. They bet on the best luck. I know. Basically, they sometimes value more their own pleasure instead of just thinking about being healthy in the long run. I don't know.
Maybe that's why the reason we smoke, yeah?
Yeah, we smoke, we do, we use some abusive substances. I believe this is like a sense of lack of self-love. Yeah. Also in the porn, you will see mostly unprotected sex, but those folks are usually heavily tested every month or fortnightly, and you have your opinion and your your contracts, future contracts, and your earnings depend on you being healthy. Yeah, and people don't take this under consideration. So I don't understand this. I would wish that that would be some kind of eye opening for many, just to learn, educate, and just to be on the safe side, because you can enjoy sex and in a healthy, safe way.
Yeah, I mean, it's still fun. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Talking about the protection and everything, how you manage to test yourself, STDs and everything. What is your rules and how you are sure that you're safe all the time?
I do my own tests frequently, as frequent as I manage. Not as frequent as porn stars, but generally it's just to check. And I always use condoms with everything, including blowjob, any kind of vaginal or anus intercourse. That's no go for me, just to have anything unprotected, because I see it as a sniper. Yeah, just you have one time way just to shoot, and it will be very mortal thing for you, yeah, if you just make one mistake. So this is very very important, just to keep in mind, to always do it. And that's why I was just like told you in the beginning about why. Yeah, if you are doing it for the money, the clients can give you a lot of money just to do unprotected sex, and there are many nice lucrative offers, but come on. What is more important, your health, or you just want to have quick money? Yeah. So this is the very important thing. And also, I have always a quick look on your on the intimate body parts, because if something will be concerning me, I prefer to walk away than having any doubt later on, because it's not worth it. Endangering your health never is worth it. And it's also not only my health, but I have a lot of sexual partners, as you may know, and I will be endangering others as well. And this is very important for me, just to not to do it.
Yeah. Do you think Poland is more secretive or liberal than elsewhere?
I don't know. It's very hard to say. There is the social stigma that we discussed before, that people are not open-minded about this. But Polish society is kind of conservative in some ways. They are like not prone to do many changes. In some ways it's a great thing. In some other things they just stick in the past. I don't have like a strong mind about this.
Yeah. One question that I got since the beginning is about when you were saying that you are alone, you're doing your own work alone, or you were able to make some colleagues, friends from work that all were also working on the same industry as you?
I did. Like I value this, let's say, friendships or acquaintances. It's very hard to say in English, but generally I know some people. I value their help, because sometimes we had some discussions. We had I could ask them for the advice, or opposite. Yeah.
Or you give advice also.
Yeah. It depends on the because it's like brainstorming. When you have like more ideas on the same subject, it's always more helpful, because maybe there will be something that you couldn't come up with, yeah. Or sometimes there are some warnings, yeah. If there are some people who may want to make you any harm, like some sadists, yeah.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, that's the danger of that. I want to go to the psychological side of the whole thing, but more focus about the understanding the desires, understanding the clients and how is because I think it's very interesting for people, because I guess people are thinking about like questioning themselves about the same thing. I would like to understand the male perspective. Yeah, what clients seek, what they are like, their own desires, what I know that you told me that it's a very huge range of that, but what do you think for you are more, I wouldn't say shocking, more like that you are more seeing more often?
I have this part of the industry that a lot of people are coming to me with some fetishes that are not fulfilled, because either they are ashamed, or they are just not thinking that is possible, or their partners are not okay with it. There are like many various reasons, or they don't have partners, and they don't have no one to fulfill it with. So basically, usually people are coming to me and asking for some stuff that are more extreme. So they either want to use some toys in a specific ways, or they want to have toys on themselves, like having some BDSM practice. they want to have more deep and harder experiences. Yeah? So something that is not easy to get. And when they are having this fulfillment, so that's give me a lot of pleasure when I see them. They are like, I see the genuine happiness, genuine like a fulfillment when they are like getting what they expected or something beyond them.
So you mentioned before that it was like a men's territory, yeah, mm-hmm. Your clients and this men's territory. I want to talk also about women, mm-hmm. Because you mentioned it's rare, but you still have some women. What they're looking for?
Mostly it's when they are with their partners. So it's like a marriage or a couple who wants to like spice up their experiences, or they are just like already experienced and they want to explore more. Yeah. So it's a driver just to explore their fantasies, but it's very tricky because they have to have this stuff discussed before they are coming to me. And I always like encourage them just to not to have this jealousy outbursts when the meeting starts, because once it's waste of time. It's just not the place for that. They should have like a shit figure out before.
Just as you said before, honesty and just work on yourself. Yeah. And all the stuff. I want to talk also about very briefly, because it's not really a specific topic that we know for sure, mm-hmm. but the ratio between male prostitutes and female prostitutes. Do you know there is a specific ratio and why?
I don't know any male escort. I don't know. Basically, I heard there are, but I don't know any. I mean, it's something that's completely. This is also curious from my point of view. Yeah, I would be very curious just to know more, but I have no information, unfortunately.
You mentioned before also at the beginning that your clients basically everyone. Yeah, mm-hmm. It could be everyone.
Yeah.
Do you see differences between people from Poland and other countries in terms of like the way they seek, what they ask?
Maybe I will add more disclaimer. Everyone who is above 18 years old, so who are adults, yeah. So no teenagers, no this kind of stuff. I'm not involved in that at all.
Of course,
but regarding the nationalities, I don't see it as like a big difference. Of course, a lot of my clients are from many different countries, because either they're like expats, either they are people who are traveling, yeah, for the business, for pleasure, tourists. There are like a lot of Polish people, so it's just a huge group.
Yeah. How do you prepare mentally for your job?
I don't have like any routine or anything like that. I basically, I'm mostly focused on the another person needs, but it's very rooted in me. So it's like it comes to me naturally, because this is what I am. Yeah. So I'm just very comfortable in my people pleaser thing, and just like listen to another person, just make sure that the needs that they are coming to me with are fulfilled. And I just want to, for me, this is one goal. Yeah, I'm having my mental orgasm when they are happy. Yeah, when I see they are just relaxed. There's like an amazing moment when you're having the orgasm, the climax, and there's a nice way when the nice place when the muscles are getting just less hard, and you are just like letting go, and your body are just sinking. Yeah, and this is the magic thing when I knew I did a good job.
When you have a really nice reviews,
Yeah, and it's not only about reviews. It's just mostly I just see it on the reality of human nature. It's like at the best thing.
I remember I was like thinking about it some years ago about sex and why it's a taboo and why eating is a basic need. Yeah, we have eating, and also sex is our basic needs. I was comparing it to restaurants. Yeah, because if you think about it, at least in Spain, coming from also here is the same, but I think it's most the western part of the world. You go to restaurants and you will never see a wall. You will see always big glasses and people eating. And it's kind of attraction for other people to eat at the same time, because you see it as we see porn from a window, from a mirror instead of a mirror. Instead of a window, we see it with our screens, and they call us for that. And I think it's why we kind of like because some people when they eat, it's very disgusting sometimes.
It's messy.
And it's messy, and it's supposed to be messy. And it's very shocking. No, I wouldn't say shocking. It's more like made me think. How is possible that we normalized see other people eating, which is a very intimate, in my opinion, very intimate moment, and sex is that so taboo. What do you think about that?
I believe it's all about social conduct and what we agreed before. You always have to have a set of rules when you have a large group of people, because if they won't have any rules, there will be complete anarchy. So it's a way of control. For example, you have like a marriages as a social agreement, just to raise the offsprings later on, just to maintain the clear society rules and how it's supposed to work. You just want to have like some kind of safety and care for those who are not physically strong enough just to staying on their own feet. So it's all about agreement. That's within society. Sometimes we are like not fully aware as individuals anymore, because we are not getting into this mood to understand how people work. So basically we are just want to be withdrawn and from the basic mammal things into some kind of high level understanding of ourselves, and be understood as intellectuals or people who are just like having higher standards, whatever.
Kind of like, I would like to talk about now, coming from the psychological part, more about gender and intimacy. Sorry. Because I think it's changing. No, I wouldn't say changing, but it's touching some ideas about gender roles and intimacy. And how do you think this job redefine this idea of gender roles and intimacy?
I believe it's actually grounding it, because always there is in the life is more yin or yang. Always having this kind of two pieces that are pronoun more or less in male and females. And it's not always that you every time you're purely having female energy or male energy. There are some factors that makes you more strong, that is associated with men, or more like weaker when you're like associated with women. So I believe this like a sex work is usually working on the basic human desires to have clearly defined roles. Yeah. So the woman should be weaker, should be submissive in most of the cases. Of course, there are like some ways when the women are dominant, but it's not the majority. Yeah, I'm talking about some common views. And basically, it's fulfilling the order. The order that women are weaker, they submit, and they give the pleasure, they are feminine. Yeah, so it's something that is very visible.
So I heard that you mentioned that there is a lot of crazy and very deep requests. Do you think is a constant thing? Is not gonna change?
I think it will evolve. And nowadays, not many things surprise me anymore. It's a good thing or bad thing, I don't know. But I was exposed to many wild requests when I was coming even. And I was constantly Googling it if they don't pull a joke on me because I thought it's a kind of joke. Yeah. Sometimes it's very wild and people are just having some fetishes that are even not possible to do, but they are still asking about this. So but yeah, I think it's more as I said before, we are trying to get the balance and understand ourselves, and sometimes we are bored and we want to explore something else.
Yeah, because it's kind of like I think it's like I think I think that's a point at the end with with sex and sex work and everything, is we need to communicate. Yeah, we need to communicate all these things, and yeah, now I understand why some men, they don't want to share those things with their partner, because maybe it's a very crazy request that they want to try, and it can be also, they can be judged.
Yeah, they can be, and sometimes they were.
Yeah.
So they were just feeling punished, and they were feeling kind of mentally destroyed. Yeah, because they were vulnerable, but someone kicked them in their soft space. So
talking about vulnerability, how was the process to say, okay, I'm going to show my face? I mean, I'm sure my friends will recognize me, my family or whoever. How was the process? How was this vulnerability process? Because it was a really big step, yeah?
Yeah. So basically, I was fully aware that I'm also making this big step, and it will be never coming back. And as I was showing my face, I was aware that some people may see me and they will just, maybe accuse me or have these conversations. But I am very lucky because of my the people who actually were important for me were very understanding. The only question was, are you safe? Are you safe? It's not something that you are just exposing yourself on the danger because they were scared because of my safety. They were never judgmental in case of, oh, you're such a slut, yeah, or this kind of stuff. So so maybe I was very fortunate, and also I have very few people that are around me because I always go into the quality than quantity, because it's also giving them more meaningful relationship than only the just talking and just spending time with. I'm rather introvert in that way.
Okay. Interesting. We were mentioning I think the three concepts that more or less summarize everything that we were talking in terms of the emotions and what sex and everything is. For one side, we have emotional needs,
Mm-hmm.
The other one we had transactional sex.
Mm-hmm.
The other one I will add will be like relationships,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, with other people and stuff. I understand the two differences and why. Obviously, I understand that emotional needs are not only for you, but also for your clients, also for friends and different stuff. And they pay you for sex, yeah? And you enjoy it and not enjoy it, but it's your job. What about your needs?
So my need, my primary need is just to have this fulfillment as people pleaser. This is something that I am taking my happiness from. It's a very profound feature of mine. We have always something that is that we were born with, and we sometimes try to remove it as hard as you can. But if you are not able, you have to deal with it. So that's the thing what I was mentioning from the beginning. I am happy when others are happy, and to know that others are happy, I have to have like the honest place that I'm sure that they are just getting what they want from me, and this is what I did. But when you're like having the normal terms, usually people can be dishonest, they can abuse you, or just like try to make you give more and more and more, sometimes not being even aware of. Yeah. So, for example, you can have a relationship, and you're just trying to make your boyfriend happy or girlfriend happy, and then you're just trying to become the perfect match. You know? But at some point, you're just completely losing yourself. It's not. Let's say your emotional needs are starved, and then this person, and you're trying just to get something for yourself, and this person is surprised, but you are not the same. You're just you wanted something different, yeah, and it's not the person that I used to know, and it's completely relevant because basically you are starving yourself and not caring about your needs because you wanted to make sure that this person will be happy, yeah? No matter what. So that's why the boundaries are important, and this setup works for me, yeah? Because I know when is the end, that this person who is coming to me is honest and like already have the mental work done. So it's very clarified needs, and they have to be honest, yeah. So that's my personal fulfillment.
Yeah. Will you be able to pay for sex?
That's an interesting question. I don't think I have the need for that. But what is coming to my mind it's very important that when you're coming to prostitute, or if I will be coming to prostitute, male first prostitute or female prostitute, it's always a service. Yeah, it's not. You're not coming to get love of your life. You're not coming just to get like a huge personal attachment, because it's always some kind of provider on the second side. So it all depends what you desire. If you want to have a relationship and you're like going to an escort and you want to try to get the relationship out of it, I wouldn't say this is a good idea. Yeah, because I'm very honest about this. It's some kind of transaction. Yeah, and you have to be clear what you're seeking for, because you may get hurt, and this is important, not to get hurt.
Let's say, for example, I'm gonna put you an example. Yeah. Let's say, for example, that you have a client, that regular client. Let's say, yeah, and some limits that you got at the beginning. I'm talking about emotional limits, yeah, not physical limits. Emotional limits drops, yeah. and it's natural because you're regular. Do you think it will be possible for you or for him? Because I think more difficult will be for you because you have this mentality of this is my service. Will you be surprised if you got some kind of attachment to this person, emotional attachment?
I got attached to clients who I know for longer time. I sometimes consider them kind of my friends because they are many ways they are very supportive. Yeah, or I feel that I help them a lot, and this is great feeling, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But it has to be clear from the beginning when is the end, what are the rules, and if I never had this kind of thing that I want to change something because it would be against myself, and I have a very deep love towards myself. If I would just do some kind of step into the direction that would be like doing something just to please this person more because he got involved, it will be damaging for myself. Yeah, so I don't have this kind of need to make the, let's say, a deeper bond and so on. Of course, I'm getting attached, but I am fully aware when is the end. Yeah, what is the border.
But you're not afraid of that?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, okay. What do you think will be the future for you?
I just hope to do it as long as I can because I have just like a lot of nice things out of it, mostly real people, real desires. I'm feeling needed, and that's a great thing to do. And I just live a very real life because there is no when you're like a meeting with people who are real to themselves, you're also having the real experiences, and this is amazing. And I think it's very, very rare because in most of the social conventions, you have to behave in a certain way, and then you cannot show your real face. Yeah, so that's something that is very addictive.
I will be right if I, for example, I would say that define yourself as a explorer of desires?
Very poetic, thank you. But yeah.
Yeah? Do you think?
I do. I mostly feel I would say, stick to this, I'm people pleaser. I want others to be happy. And that's it.
Joanna, thank you very much for this amazing interview, conversation, more than an interview. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to share all your knowledge.
Yeah, it was a pleasure too. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And I don't have anything more to add. Do you want to add more things?
No, just like maybe one thing. Just remember that sex is fun, and that you should just have some fun in life and enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.